And now, the Power Plant presents Endgames, brought to you exclusively on Twitch TV and YouTube.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TPP Endgames. I am your host, Christopher Billings, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the final event of 2013 for the Power Plant. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a surreal situation for everybody in the Power Plant right now. I never thought that we would get to see this type of event, given the situation that has occurred, since the relaunch back in June, and I'm pretty sure that tonight is going to be a great night for everybody involved. Lots of careers may end, though. And tonight, Endgames is brought to you by MCW. Make sure to check them out on YouTube at MCW Promotions. Follow them on Twitter at MCWHD. And also brought to you tonight by RCW. Follow them on YouTube at HRC Networks, and then on Twitter at RCW_on_XBL. And then, of course, our close friends at Power Wrestling. Make sure to follow them on YouTube at Admin Animal. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is going to be a night that careers will change indefinitely. There's a possibility that some careers may end, while other careers may be launched into a totally broad spectrum. And I thank you so much for joining us tonight, as we're going to go over what to expect tonight for the matches. Up first, of course, I'm just waiting for them to pull up that beautiful little image that they made. But we have the Adrenaline Championship up first. Kanji versus James Anderson, made official on episode 28. Completely made official there. And then, of course, we have the tag team title match. Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy facing Travis Porter and Atlas in a regular tag team match. Then we have Bryson and Jimmy B Martinez Internet Championship in a tables match. Shades of what happened at Network Collision. And then we have a last man standing match between James McKay and Scythe. Hopefully one of those two men hopefully they'll both be able to walk out of the arena tonight, but I cannot guarantee that. And then for the main event, the TPP Championship, Craig Hazard, James Braden, inside a Hell in a Cell, ladies and gentlemen. That is a surreal situation. And of course, you can use the hashtag TPP Endgames to be involved in the conversation on Twitter, and make sure to send your tweets to TPP ENT. And we're going to get right into the thick of things here. Now, we're starting it off with the Adrenaline Championship. James Anderson, this young man, when he first came in, hot off the developmental program. The past 30 days of his young career thus far has been intense. And I'm so excited to see where he can really take his career. He's not much of a fan favorite. The fans aren't exactly behind him, but he's not exactly behind the fans. And for Kanji, this is a great opportunity tonight as well. But for James Anderson to come in and be able to capitalize on the sad event of Orion James getting injured, this is a great opportunity for James Anderson. So he's looking to capitalize, but you know that Kanji's also looking to capitalize. The last time we saw Kanji in a title opportunity for the Adrenaline Championship was back at TPP Urban Warfare in that ladder match. And so for Kanji, this is his second chance at the Adrenaline Championship, and he's looking to make his final mark, his final impact. Before we go into 2014. And I don't blame Kanji for wanting to do that, and the fans are definitely behind Kanji tonight. I'm assuming this is going to be one heck of a good matchup. Again, the Adrenaline Championship is on the line, so there will be a new Adrenaline Champion crowned tonight at TPP Endgames going into 14, which I cannot think of a better way to cap out your year, winning a championship and going into the next year as that champion. And so James Anderson versus Kanji, here we go. And as you see, Kanji pacing. He's pacing around the ring. He's just pacing James Anderson, and Anderson looking right at Terry. He locked eyes with Terry Gates, and Terry Gates was telling Anderson to focus on the task at hand. And here we go, standing tie up, and Anderson gets the better of the situation here, but Kanji able to turn it around into a side headlock. And this is what that veteran status will get you within the power plant. If you know your way around the ring, you're able to control the situation. Right now, Kanji is just gradually, starting to dictate the pace in the early going of this matchup, making numerous transitions here. And now James Anderson able to turn it around into his favor. And Anderson wrenching on this side headlock here, unable to capitalize with it. And again, going right back to the side headlock. And thus far, almost 2 minutes into this matchup, and about a minute and a half in, and we're at a stalemate. But Kanji with a kick right to the back of the thigh, and then another kick there, and Kanji three solid kicks right to the thigh, and as you see, Kanji here just showing Anderson what's up, standing drop kick there, and Kanji now dancing in the ring, and Anderson is not going to take too lightly to. And now Anderson with a closed fist punch in the corner, and followed up by a second closed fist punch. And now James Anderson whips Kanji to the corner. And Anderson again, those closed fist punches. A very slow, not a quick paced match like I had assumed it was going to be. I thought that this was going to be a much faster paced matchup. However, this matchup is very slow paced, as neither one of these young men they don't want to hurt themselves, of course. And I'm hoping that, this ends up being one heck of a good matchup. As you see, I mean, this rear chin lock, and Kanji able to get himself out of the submission, which is impressive. And Kanji now is, again, it comes with that almost that veteran status. Kanji's able to do things that most of the Adrenaline Division superstars can't do. He comes from a very diverse Asian background, and he's been in wrestling his entire life. So Kanji knows the ins and outs, and as you saw, that hip toss, that judo style hip toss, just again going right back to work with the hip toss here. And this is why I love seeing Kanji in the ring. And Kanji, a quick leap over there, and Anderson able to get some shoulder contact with Kanji, stopping the momentum temporarily from Kanji. And Anderson there, side belly to belly, and that will definitely drive the wind out of your lungs, no matter who you are. And Anderson now missed with the drop kick as Kanji was able to dart to the left, but Anderson moved out of the way of that rolling elbow. And now Anderson, belly to back suplex, as this matchup has started to slowly get more aggressive as it goes on. And as you saw, that Anderson quick standing drop kick there into the cover one, only a 1 count, as Kanji able to get his shoulders off the mat. As now James Anderson starting to he did one uppercut, and then following it up again with that side belly to belly, and that belly to belly can be a difference maker, because like I said, it drives the wind out of your lungs. And here we go with an abdominal stretch from James Anderson. And for Anderson, he's got to do. I don't think he's looking for the submission here on the abdominal stretch. He's just trying to wear down the torso, and Kanji able to hip toss out of it. Very, very impressive. And now, just like that, Kanji back in the driver's seat. Kanji out of the corner here. That Shiranu into the cover 1, 2, and only a 2. Somehow Anderson able to kick out. as you got to believe Anderson has got to be a little dizzy, and Kanji going to work on the arms. Again, just the beauty of seeing somebody like Kanji in the ring. Anderson can learn a lot from wrestling Kanji, but he doesn't want to learn how to lose to Kanji though, because if Kanji, catches that kick or the brain buster, it could be game over, and we could have a new adrenaline champion named Kanji. And Kanji into the cover here, 1, 2, and only a 2 count again as Anderson able to kick out right into the standing tie up here as Anderson gets the better of the situation. Anderson, another quick belly to back there, right on the back of the head. And as you saw, Kanji was holding his neck area. He may have landed a little gingerly on that. And Anderson now leaps in with that cross body. Now Anderson flying clothesline, using the ropes as additional leverage into the cover. 1, 2, and only a 2 count as Kanji able to force his shoulder off the mat. And now what is Anderson going to do here in this situation? Anderson now going to the top rope. Anderson from above with the moonsault there. And now going for the cover. 1, 2, and again, only a 2 count. As somehow, someway, Kanji still able to kick out. But as you saw, Kanji did not jump right back to his feet. And Kanji missed with that rolling elbow again. But Kanji catches Anderson with the quick arm drag. And now again catches Anderson. And what? Oh, I almost thought Kanji was going to go for it again. But Kanji just sent Anderson onto the apron. Kanji drop kick to the outside. And now Kanji thought about it there. Kanji off the ropes. Kanji jumping to the outside with that big hanging leg drop, and now Kanji dancing to the TPP universe here at Endgames. And Kanji's feeling like he's in control right now, right out here in front of us. And Anderson goes face first right into my announce table. And Kanji is starting to have his way here with James Anderson. And I think that's in large fault to the experience of Kanji over James Anderson. And right now is the most important time for Anderson to really do something, because if Kanji really starts rolling, and the near fall again for Kanji, but as I was getting ready to say, if Kanji starts getting on a roll here, then this is going to be a bad night for James Anderson. And as you see, this abdominal stretch being wrenched by Kanji, and Anderson, realizing he was possibly in danger, quickly does a hip toss to get out of the submission hold. And now Anderson trying to get something going. Anderson, a rotating neck breaker there. And that'll definitely help to shift the momentum back into his favor. And now Anderson, a snap suplex. And like I was getting ready to say as well, Anderson's got to chain these moves together. He's really got to get a really good flow going. Otherwise, like I was saying, if Kanji gets rolling, then Kanji will definitely become the adrenaline champion tonight. So Anderson's got to stop showboating. He's got to get some serious focus. Anderson calling Kanji to his feet. And now what is Anderson going to do here? Anderson now sending Kanji to the apron. Jumps into the ropes with a triangle drop kick to the outside. And as you see, Anderson now taunting. Again, as I was just saying, I think he's got to get his focus on. But Kanji getting right back into the ring. Big running clothesline there from James Anderson. And now Anderson, a kick to the abdomen followed by that throat thrust. And that will definitely help to set the pace here. Into the cover, 1, 2, and only a 2 count again as Kanji able to power out of the pinfall attempt. And Kanji now going right to work on the arms. And this is what wait a second, Kanji's looking for something. You got to believe he might be looking for something big. Kanji with a shining wizard. That's a very painful maneuver to receive, no doubt about it. Kanji's leaping senton halfway across the ring into the cover, 1, 2, and again, he forces Anderson to use his energy to kick out. And now Kanji attempted that rolling elbow, but he missed, but that rib kick did not miss there. And this one, and with Kanji, you got to expect the unexpected, and Anderson's got to be ready for almost anything, because Kanji will throw caution to the wind, to win this match. But as you see, Anderson holding his ribs here. So I'd imagine that rib kick might have done some damage. And again, Anderson starting to taunt. Anderson misjumped there and caught the referee. So the referee has been knocked down, as Anderson now with the belly to back. And so now Terry Gates backing away from Anderson there. And now James Anderson, a rolling suplex. Anderson into the cover here. 1, 2, and only a 2 count, as somehow, some way, and that was a very long 2 count. I thought I saw Kanji's shoulder shoot up sooner, but there was a very late 2 count, and Kanji there, quick arm drag. And now Kanji with a second knee right to the top of the skull. Kanji off the ropes, but Anderson catches him with that hip toss, followed up by the neck breaker. And now what is Anderson looking to do here? Not really sure what Anderson is thinking. Anderson's got something on his mind. Anderson to the top rope, moonsault into the cover here. 1, 2, almost a 3 count off of that moonsault. And like I said, this matchup has been very slow paced. And compared to what we saw in episode 28 from Kanji, Kanji was going high octane. And right now it's a very dictated pace right now in this matchup. And Anderson's calling Kanji to his feet. And Anderson, with that running kick into the cover here, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, and again Kanji able to kick out. And you know that Kanji wants to win the Adrenaline Championship. If you're, like I've said numerous times, if you're not wrestling to become a champion, you're not here for the right reasons. And Kanji's showing that tonight. He wants to get that Adrenaline Championship. He's going to do whatever it takes. Kanji, again, that big float over senton, this time bridging with the legs. 1, 2, and again, only a 2 count. And when does that thought sink in of what's it going to take? Kanji, again, the quick arm drag to James Anderson. And James Anderson is definitely getting a workout tonight against Kanji, as Kanji with that snapmare and then that spinal tap. And as you see, again, Kanji dancing. And Kanji again just taunting to the fence. But that quick thrust kick there from James Anderson. And now Anderson sends Kanji to the corner. And what is Anderson thinking? Anderson might be we saw this before, but looks like James Anderson looking for the superplex from the top rope into the cover, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, almost a 3 count on Kanji there from the superplex, but Kanji was able to counter. And Kanji with a quick arm drag, and again the arm drag. And Kanji with a very dangerous rib kick there. And wait a second, Kanji has him up. The brain buster, that might be it late. I think we have a new Adrenaline champion. Hooks the far leg. 1, 2, and oh my God, only a 2 count, as somehow Anderson able to force his shoulder off the mat. So I have no idea how, but he was able to do it. And Anderson off the ropes, quick running leg drop there. And now Anderson, a basic neck breaker. Nothing fancy, just going to work on the head and the upper body, the shoulders, the back, going to work on every possible limb he can find. And Anderson again spilling this matchup to the outside. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is a weak point for James Anderson. He always tries to spill it to the outside. Anderson with the crossbody, and unfortunately for Anderson, he cannot win the title if they both get counted out, as Terry Gates can start his 10 count whenever he feels comfortable. And Anderson with an elbow right across the forehead. And now what is Anderson thinking? Anderson went to the top rope here, jumps off, big front missile drop kick. And now Anderson looking for he's got a sharpshooter locked in here on Kanji. He's got a sharpshooter locked in. And what is Kanji's got to get to the ropes, but Anderson let the submission go. And now Anderson again, that side belly to belly, going back to what was working, and Anderson is calling for something here. And Anderson, with that Uranagi slam, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. And Anderson, our new adrenaline champion of the power plant. Just like that Uranagi slam, that will silence the masses, I guess, that thought that Anderson couldn't do it. But my only concern is this too early for James Anderson? And what I would recommend is take tonight to self-reflect, because the next 60 days is going to be hard. Especially for Anderson, he's not going to be in front of a weekly crowd. He's going to have to really keep training. He's going to have to keep himself focused, ladies and gentlemen. And, with that being said, we continue on with our show. Congratulations again to James Anderson. Kanji was so close, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that was it off of the brain buster, but somehow Anderson was able to force himself to kick out. And like I said, we do continue on, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for the tag team title match. And Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy, we saw some great tag team chemistry from them when they were wearing different colors, but now they're wearing the same color. So I'd imagine that they may even be a more effective team. And believe it or not, Killjoy was brought in as a replacement partner for Jamie Hall, who got injured when Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Jamie Hall won the tag team titles at Network Collision. So this past month has just been very chaotic for the tag team division, because they weren't sure if Jamie Hall was going to be able to return sooner or not, and thus far his expected return date is still to be determined. We do not know the severity of the injury. It's been kept very low key for that reason. So for the time being, this is a great opportunity though for Atlas and Travis Porter to get I would consider this to be an upset. Travis Porter had a #1 contenders match for the Adrenaline Championship recently, and he came up a little short, but the fans are still behind him. But Travis Porter has probably one of the best guys you could possibly have in your corner. He's got a 295-pound, 6'9.5" monster, that wrestles in his corner. That's his friend, Atlas. And Atlas is a big guy. He's the biggest man in this matchup. Atlas can do some damage. Or will we see, what Killjoy and Anthony Guerrero Jr. did with the Damian and Demetrius Wallace, get the big man confused and unable to capitalize with that. And so as you see, the referee showing both Anthony Guerrero Jr., Travis Porter, and Atlas, and Killjoy the tag team titles. And I'm excited for this tag team match. I hope you're excited. As you see, Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy showing some friendly team spirit there. And Junior sprinting right into Atlas, but Atlas, big backdrop there. A huge backdrop. And just like that, just dictating the pace. Atlas with a quick belly to back there. And Atlas now with some strikes here. And and Atlas runs in, big boot in the corner there. Into the cover here. 1, 2, and already a 2 count. This matchup not even 30 seconds old. And for Junior weighs 217 pounds. Atlas 295 pounds. Is 70-pound difference there. So Atlas definitely has the advantage. He's got a strength advantage. He's got a size advantage. So for Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy, they're in an uphill struggle when Atlas is in the ring. And I think if Atlas just stays how he is right now, this could be a very short tag team match. We could see new tag team champions crowned tonight if Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy are not able to get something going. But Junior, that rib kick, it doesn't matter how big you are, that rib kick will stop any momentum you have. And I think Junior realizes those are his best weapons, is his legs at this moment. And Junior off the ropes, but Atlas ran in. Looked like he was going for that big clothesline, but Junior was able to try to jump in with the shoulder attack, but unable to knock Atlas down. And as you saw, Atlas, another big power move there into the cover 2. And only a 2 count is somehow Junior able to kick out. But Junior, the beautiful leaping dropkick, he used all of his weight there. And now Junior pulls Atlas back into a kick right to the skull there. And now Junior sending Atlas into the ropes. Junior misses with the drop kick there. Did not do any damage to Atlas. And Junior again trying to use his kicks to help him out. But Atlas, that clothesline just completely seated Junior. It was a completely seating clothesline. Just knocked Junior completely down. And now Atlas is going to get the high flyer, Travis Porter, in this matchup. Atlas drop toe hold. Travis Porter with the basic elbow drop, but very effective to say the least. And as you saw, I mean, Atlas getting out of the ring, such a big man going all the way to the outside. And now Travis Porter doing some work on Anthony Guerrero Jr., but with Travis Porter in the ring, it makes it a little bit more of an evenly matched contest here, as Junior will be able to lift Travis Porter. He'll be able to do lifting moves and physical moves to him, and he missed with what he was attempting to do there, as Travis Porter still keeping on the momentum. Oh, and a big full Nelson suplex there. And now Junior sprung back to his feet, missed with the rib kick there, and then that raised knee, and then a beautiful leaping vertical drop kick. As wait a second, Junior, shades of his father, going for a quick cover here. Not even a 1 count, as he may not have been able to get a lot of torque on it. And you got to believe, okay, and now it looks like Junior's sending Porter to the neutral corner, but somehow Porter able to counter in that corner. And now Travis Porter jumping out with a quick arm drag. And this is very, very impressive. And now Travis Porter going to tag the big man Atlas back into this matchup. And now Atlas just striking away, but Junior, again, those kicks. Junior's got very educated feet in the sense of being able to, use his body weight, but Atlas is such a big man. It's going to take several kicks to take Atlas down. I believe that. And Junior goes into the ropes, and Atlas, that big backdrop sent Junior. Junior hit the mat so hard he jumped right back to his feet and just started striking, ladies and gentlemen. And as you saw, I mean, that was a team effort there. Big counter, and a dueling springboard from Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy. And Junior's down, though. He didn't get all of it. And now Atlas and Junior are trying to go face-to-face here. And Junior Killjoy. And again, the tag team chemistry of Junior and Killjoy is bar none some of the most impressive tag team chemistry I've seen in a very long time. And wait a second, what are they going to do here? A double DDT on the big man. I don't think they could have really done anything else. And now Killjoy, the legal man in this matchup, that springboard moonsault body splash, and Killjoy's got to try to keep the big man down. For Killjoy, he's one of the bigger men in this matchup, no doubt about that. And Killjoy, a big springboard moonsault, did not connect completely, but connected enough there. And like I was saying, Killjoy's a little bit bigger than Anthony Guerrero Jr. He goes about 230 pounds. So it's a little bit more of an even contest between Killjoy and Atlas, but still, it's a one-sided battle because Atlas is, like I said, he's the biggest man in this matchup. He's got the most strength. This young man can deadlift like 380 pounds. So he's got I don't think he has any issues with tossing the little guys around and Atlas into the cover 2. And the 2 count for Atlas as at this point, Atlas is just kind of working down Killjoy. He's worked Junior down. You saw Junior was holding his head. He's trying to work Killjoy down. And then you got to believe he's going to tag in Travis Porter and then, hopefully go for a very quick finish and become the new tag team champions. Like I was saying earlier, that'd be a great way. But look at this. I mean, although Killjoy is not the most experienced wrestler, he was wise enough to bring his partner in. Junior float over neck whip. And then the spinal tap. And Junior springboards. And again, this is what you have to compete against when you go against a tag team like Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy. You got to be prepared to be attacked from multiple angles at the same time at various times. But just like that, Atlas able to turn it back around. Again, the belly to back. And now Atlas slicks his hair back. The 295-pound elbow drop. That will definitely drive the air out of your lungs. You will not be able to breathe too freely. And now Atlas dropping a big knee there. And just like that, Atlas back in control. And now we're seeing Atlas close fist punches in the corner. Nothing fancy. And now Atlas just lifting Junior out of the corner with a kind of like a turnbuckle modified powerbomb into the cover here, 2. And a 2 count. Junior, quick rib kick here. Now Junior with a snapmare and then a kick right to the chest and the throat area. But the rope break saved Atlas there from having to even try to kick out. And Atlas is such a big guy, it's hard not to have a rope break. And Junior's just trying to strike battle with Atlas. And Atlas just knocked Killjoy right off the apron, and Junior trying to get something going. Wait a second, Junior, a Hurricane Rana right into the ropes. Again off the ropes, and that leg guillotine. And now, the big diving headbutt there from Killjoy. And Junior leaps in, flying drop or leg drop, hooks the far leg here. 1, 2, and only a 2 count as Atlas very aggressively able to power out of that pinfall attempt. And now we're seeing Atlas able to turn it back around. Big German suplex there. And now we're seeing, and this is what I'm talking about. I mean, once Atlas gets going, he can do a lot of damage. He can do a whole lot of damage to you in a very short period of time. And Junior again tried to shoulder tackle Atlas, but Atlas, wait a second, Atlas half Nelson backbreaker. That's the move that took Titan out, and we have not heard from Titan since. And now Travis Porter, again, the legal man in this matchup. And wait a second, a quick tag here. Junior diving into Killjoy. Killjoy knocks Travis Porter down, but wait a second, Atlas with a hot shot on the ropes, stopping all that possible momentum from Killjoy. And Killjoy now, he's going to be in an uphill battle here. He's got to go against the fresh Travis Porter. And Travis Porter with a very dangerous back elbow there. And Killjoy now with his own variation of the back elbow. And Killjoy leaps over Travis Porter. Beautiful standing drop kick. And this has been a very, very intense tag team matchup. If I don't say so myself. And now, look at this. Killjoy, shades of what Junior does. That jumping Hurricane Rana in the corner, followed by the punches, and then the uppercut. And then a beautiful, beautiful drop kick. And that's a very high elevated seated drop kick in the corner there. And Killjoy now, a beautiful Sato suplex on Travis Porter. Going for the cover here. Not even a 1 count on Travis Porter. Travis Porter wants these titles tonight. Wait a second, Travis Porter off the ropes. The leg drop bulldog there. Junior jumping into the ring. Into the cover here, 1. And Junior able to break up the pinfall attempt. And allowing Killjoy enough time to hit that drop kick to start getting a little bit of momentum back in his favor, back on his side. A quick arm drag there. And now Killjoy runs in double elbow smash. And Killjoy's got to figure out something he can do here to Travis Porter. He's got to beat up. He's got to get Travis Porter going. And Junior pulls a low bridge. And now, wait a second, Junior big springboard. And as you saw, Atlas was distracted by Killjoy as Junior's sending Travis Porter back into the ring. And I gotta admit, ladies and gentlemen, although when Atlas gets in the ring, Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy are pretty much getting manhandled, they're working very well as a team right now. And wait a second, Junior, and double super kick there. That may be it. Jesus. And Junior again using the high-flying acrobatic style that he has, to help him. And now Junior? And now Junior going right back for the tag here. Switches positions here. And wait a second, Junior motioning something to Killjoy. the new definition of using your head, of using Killjoy's head as a battering ram, and now Killjoy, close fist punch, a series of punches here. And now what is Killjoy going to do? Killjoy now has Travis Porter on the second rope, and now a tiger suplex, or a full Nelson suplex with the bridge 2, and only a 2 count as Porter was able to kick out. But again, we're seeing Killjoy be very, very aggressive with Travis Porter, and that's good. That's making this matchup in their favor. The longer they keep Travis Porter in here, the better their odds are of winning. Oh, and that reverse atomic drop there, missed with the standing drop kick, as I think he was trying to drop kick Travis Porter, but Travis Porter fell down onto his face before that could happen. And now Killjoy, a flurry of strikes. Oh, wait a second, a quick roll up here. 1, 2, and only a 2 count, as again Travis Porter felt the urge that he was possibly going to lose. And now Travis Porter with that arm wringer there, but Killjoy able to keep the momentum in his favor again into that corner. The punches followed up by that uppercut. And now again Killjoy going to work with that drop kick right in the turnbuckle there. And as you saw, Killjoy was slapping his knees. He's looking for something. He's looking to end this match. We got to believe they're looking to end it. And Killjoy now has Travis Porter up in a hanging suplex, a beautiful, beautiful hanging suplex. And now Killjoy float over senton. That was a beautiful float over into the cover here. 1, 2, Atlas in the ring, went to break up the pinfall attempt there. And Travis Porter just caught Killjoy. 1, 2. It's somehow, some way. Beautiful, beautiful counter by Travis Porter there with that standing drop kick. And now Travis Porter back into the driver's seat. Another quick Hurricane Rana. And now Porter going off the ropes, but gets caught in that quick arm drag there from Killjoy. And now Killjoy, a rib kick, followed up by a snap suplex. And now Killjoy stomps right on the elbow. Wait a second, Killjoy, a snapmare. Oh, and then the kick right to the face. That was a mean, mean kick. And wait a second, Killjoy's calling for something. Junior signaled to get into the ring. Oh, did you see that? Junior to the outside after Killjoy with that face buster. 1, 2, 3, and Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy have retained the tag team championships, again using their size to their advantage, distracting the big man, keeping the big man out of the ring, not allowing him to get in to break up the pinfall, and capitalizing on the smaller man in the ring. Travis Porter was outnumbered in this situation as Atlas was on the outside, and for Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy, they are ending their 2013 year as the tag team champions. I would like to believe that at home, Jamie Hall right now is smiling as he's seeing his boys, his friends, successfully defend their tag team titles, and that congratulations. Again, I gotta admit, I did not expect Killjoy and Anthony Guerrero Jr. to cohesively work as a team, but I've been wrong before, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll probably be wrong again in my future career, but they pulled it together. They worked very well as a team tonight, and hopefully Atlas and Travis Porter don't get too down on themselves, because everybody has room to grow. No matter who you are, there's always room to grow. There's always room to expand your mind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to switch gears to a very serious title match. I mean, every matchup for a title is serious, but this is a pretty serious title matchup. Bryson and Jimmy B Martinez, the Internet Championship. If you missed seeing Network Collision, you saw Bryson go face first into a table, which costed him the Internet Championship. And tonight we have a tables match for the Internet Championship. Jimmy B Martinez defends his newly won Internet Championship against Bryson. And the interesting side to that is, can Will Bryson be able to rise to the occasion tonight, or will it be like it was at Network Collision, where Jimmy B Martinez comes in, handles his business, and retains? And I'm a firm believer that Jimmy B Martinez tonight is going to dish out the pain to Bryson. It's going to be a clean sweep again. No TCO wins tonight. Bryson and Scythe are the only TCO member, or actually Bryson, Scythe, and Braden all booked tonight. So I'm assuming, I'm going to say, I don't want any TCO members to win tonight. I want to see Bryson get his tonight and get a beat down from Jimmy B Martinez. I love seeing it at Network Collision. I can't wait to see it tonight. And so for Bryson, like I said, Bryson's got to have a plan. He doesn't have a plan, and he doesn't. And that's his problem. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't know what he's going to do. And so, he tends to lose matches. He gets frustrated easily. I mean, sure, he may be 6'5", 245 pounds, and he may be taller than most superstars, but that does not mean that he's a phenomenal wrestler. That does not mean he's really that talented. He was picked by DieHard. I mean, sure, Bryson made his entire career shaded around DieHard and things of that nature, but for Bryson, I don't think he's got that it factor. I don't think he's championship material, as what DieHard would say towards people he doesn't consider to be a champion. Well, I don't think that Bryson is championship material, and until I'm proven wrong, it's just the way it is. And Bryson, as you see, arrogantly mocking Jimmy B Martinez, as Jimmy B Martinez just came to the ring and did this motion, as Bryson arrogantly taunting Bryson there, and the referee showing both Bryson and Jimmy B Martinez the Internet Championship. Again, this is a tables match, so the only way to win this matchup is to put your opponent through a table. Your opponent has to break a table for the matchup to end. And as you see, tables are surrounding the ring. And so here we go, standing tie-up as Bryson gets the better of the situation. Oh, and that quick knee there. And now Jimmy B Martinez starting to get back into control. And one thing you cannot underestimate the strength of Jimmy B Martinez. He may be smaller than some of the superstars, but he is a power lifter, ladies and gentlemen. He's got that upper body strength, and he can lift with the best. So when he says, "Do you lift? Do you even lift, bro?" he means it. And quick duck under there from Jimmy B Martinez into that lifting spine buster. And now JBM off the ropes, but Bryson with the quick flapjack there. That's a interesting enough way to switch positions and to get back into a momentous position. And as you saw, Bryson going right for the arms, and that's where I think Bryson lacks a little bit. He's going after the arms, knowing that this is a tables matchup, and Bryson now giving chase to the outside. And like I was saying, I mean, Bryson, I don't think Bryson is championship material until I see something beneficial out of him. I'm going to continue to say that. And Jimmy B Martinez firing on all cylinders there, sending Bryson into the barricade, as now JBM is in control. And this is what I'm talking about. Bryson he doesn't know how to handle situations when he starts losing control. And a headbutt there in the corner. And as you heard, the TPP universe letting their thoughts be heard to Bryson, which to me is no surprise at all. I'm sure Bryson's used to hearing that he sucks from the fans. And so for Bryson, he's got a lot to prove tonight. Oh, and sending Jimmy B Martinez chest first into that table, that does help his case a little bit. But like I said, I don't think that Bryson is championship material. And I'm pretty sure that Jimmy B Martinez, he'll get the job done tonight, just like he got it done at Network Collision in that elbow there from Bryson, as Bryson taking his time getting in the ring seat. And this is, again, the arrogance of Bryson. He feels that he's in control when he may be in control momentarily, but the moment he starts getting too arrogant, that's when things go south for him. And a snapmare followed up by an elbow right to the top of the head there. And now again, Bryson going to work on the arms. And like I was saying, Bryson needs to remember this is a tables match. I don't really think you can put Jimmy B Martinez's arm through a table. I don't think that's humanly possible. And as you see, Jimmy B Martinez off the ropes with that float over DDT. Jimmy B. Martinez trying to get the fans behind him as Bryson got up swinging there. And Bryson attempted something, but he missed. And a huge miscommunication there, but Jimmy B. Martinez with the float over neckbreaker. And now JBM going to dish out some arm punishment to Bryson, followed up by the elbow drop. And now we're seeing a side belly to belly from Bryson. And again, I gotta yell at Bryson for going after the arms. I guess I can understand to a point going after the arms, because if Jimmy B. Martinez has no access to using his arms, then yeah, maybe the IKO won't happen. However, he's got to focus on doing body damage and head damage. Bryson's got to be able to lift Jimmy B. Martinez through a table. He's got to be able to slam him through a table. And right now we're seeing Bryson trying to pick apart the limbs of Jimmy B. Martinez. And you got to believe in the 60-day period that DieHard is taking after tonight, the 60-day hiatus period, you got to believe that Bryson and everybody in TCO will, of course, have their continuous TCO training. And you know that, and that big boot from Bryson, as I was going to say, you know that Jimmy B. Martinez is going to be in the gym. He's going to be in the ring every opportunity he can get. He's going to do everything in his power to stay on top. And that's important. But for Bryson, I think, and if you're listening to this, DieHard, which I'm sure you are somewhere backstage right now, staring at your monitor, possibly in the general manager's office. But I think you need to work with Bryson. You need to teach him to focus. You always talk about how TCO is the best ever. Then you need to show that, because tonight Bryson will lose. He will lose to Jimmy B. Martinez. Jimmy B. Martinez will retain his internet championship. I mean, right now Bryson just picking apart the arms. That's what Bryson's doing. He's picking apart the arms. But now Bryson closed fist punches, and I'm surprised thus far in this matchup no tables have came into play. Very interesting to say the least. No tables have came into play at all, and we're seeing Bryson just stomping on the limbs. And like I said, I mean, for Bryson, sure, it could be a good thing, but at the same time, it could be a bad thing. And now, Bryson, a series of shoulders in the corner, and now Bryson, again, the shoulder thrust, and then that clubbing blow right to the small of the back. And now Bryson rolling to the outside, getting the table, and it looks like the table may come into play now. And Bryson runs in, big running clothesline there, knocking Jimmy B. Martinez right onto his keister, so to speak. But JBM back to his feet. That forearm right to the small of the back, and just like that, you cannot turn your back on Jimmy B. Martinez. And JBM with a beautiful dropkick that was very close to falling through the table. I mean, Bryson almost fell right through the table. And now JBM jumps out, big flying clothesline, knocked the table down with his leg there. And JBM, big super kick, completely just defunct Bryson right there. He just kicked him right in the face. And now Bryson is reeling. And again, JBM, what can't be said about the infamous one here? He's got a unique repertoire for his move arsenal. And Jimmy B. Martinez leg drop right on the apron there after that elbow right onto the forehead. And now we have a second table brought into this matchup. But Bryson able to capitalize just on that momentary lapse of judgment from JBM. And now Bryson, look at that, scrubbing the face right into the mat in the corner of that table, followed up by the elbow drop, a very arrogant elbow drop, to say the least. And wait a second, Bryson with the spine buster. And you got to believe if the table was set up, that could have possibly went through the table. And now Bryson setting two tables on top of one another, which is interesting to say the least. But Jimmy B. Martinez, I think he realizes that there's two tables set up. He doesn't want any of that. He doesn't want to go flying through two tables. I don't blame him. Bryson shooting star press, but he missed as Bryson rolled out of the ring. Bryson took the easy way out, and now Bryson calling Jimmy B Martinez to his feet. And wait a second, Bryson going for the armbar. He can't win this matchup by submission here, but he is wrenching on that armbar, and Jimmy B Martinez, his arms has been getting worked over this entire matchup, and JBM is tapping. He's tapping, but the match will continue. I mean, there's no possible way that it couldn't. And Bryson now dragging the corpse, the body of Bryson, or of Jimmy B Martinez, and right into the table goes Jimmy B Martinez. And again, Bryson dragging JBM. And now Bryson going to the top rope. He thought about it, but he jumped right back down. And I'm not sure what Bryson is thinking here. Bryson now has Jimmy B Martinez in the corner. He's got him up on the top here. And wait a second. Bryson, oh God. Bryson with a mockery move again. His variation, I guess, of the IKO, that jawbreaker from the top rope. And at this point, I don't think Bryson knows how he's going to put Jimmy B Martinez through the table. I think that's the problem. I don't think Bryson knows how to do it. And that quick flapjack there, that was very close to going through the table. And I think so Bryson got frustrated there, knocked the second table off of the first one there, and now with a snapmare followed up by the elbow. And again, I honestly don't think that Bryson knows what move he could do to send JBM through a table. I mean, and now wait a second, Bryson with that rock bottom type maneuver, but it did not break the table. And the frustration is starting to build on Bryson's face, and Bryson now calling JBM back to his feet again. Bryson again, that rock bottom type maneuver, and Bryson looks very frustrated. He does not look too happy. And now Bryson setting up a table. This is for Jimmy B Martinez. He's got to do something here. He's got to do something. And yeah, Bryson, go ahead, hit that top. Go to the top rope. Let Jimmy B Martinez catch you in that IKO, and we'll see how good you do. And what's Bryson doing here? I'm not sure if Bryson was thinking about it or not. And Jimmy B Martinez now fighting back here. Has Bryson in the corner, but Bryson with a big counter. And now Bryson has JBM up on the turnbuckle there. And now, wait a second, Bryson, a shoulder. A big power slam, and that went through the table, ladies and gentlemen. And like that, Bryson just recaptured the Internet Championship. And I don't know whether to call that a fluke or not. I mean, the latter half of the match was completely in Bryson's favor. You can't doubt that. Nobody can deny that. But I don't know. I mean, Bryson feeling that he's on top of the world right now, being the Internet Champion. And for Bryson, his next 60 days, he gets to say that he is the Internet Champion. And that's impressive. I mean, it's very, very impressive. No doubt about that. That is impressive. And so I guess congratulations to Bryson and Jimmy B Martinez. I know you'll get another opportunity soon. Just sit tight. You will definitely. I know that you. I know they will. I know that TPP management loves you, so you gotta believe they're gonna do that for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to switch gears to possibly one of the most anticipated matchups of Endgames. We have a last man standing matchup. It features Scythe and James McKay. Now, if you've been following the Power Plant, even if you just recently started, if you've just been following the debut of Scythe and McKay, these two have gone neck and neck with one another since James McKay's debut, which for those of you that don't know, in McKay's debut, a masked man attacked him. The masked man ended up being Scythe. And it's just from that point on, it's completely snowballed. And McKay has literally been tied into this TCO type environment. And it's skyrocketed James McKay. James McKay right now is probably one of the most popular men in TPP, and he's looking for a level of retribution tonight. I mean, at Endgames, we were all left with that unsettling feeling of not knowing who would win, due to both James McKay and Scythe being unable to get back to their feet. The referee started to do a 10 count because neither McKay nor Scythe were responsive. So McKay challenged Scythe to this last man standing matchup, and you know in your mind, and I know it in my mind, McKay wants to hurt Scythe tonight. But the same could be said for Scythe. He wants to hurt McKay. I mean, like I said, these guys have been neck and neck. Literally, neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. They have been bitter rivals since their debuts. And DieHard, the biggest protagonist of it, he literally, eggs on these fights, but whether you love this guy or you hate him, Scythe can go. He can go. And so can McKay. And I think that this is going to be a slobber knocker, a barn burner. This is going to be a match that you're going to want to talk about and you're going to want to tweet it out. So right now would be that time to start tweeting on Twitter. You want to tweet at TPP You want to tweet TPP Endgames, because right now we're getting ready to see Scythe and James McKay in a non-title matchup. Ironically enough, it's a non-title matchup, but this matchup has been very highly anticipated since Network Collision, since before Network Collision. I always had a feeling that we would see one final clash between these two, and I'm hoping this is the final clash, because every time these two get in the ring, we get a lot of equipment busted, and it costs lots of money to repair stuff. So hopefully things will kind of go. And as you see, just a stare down. McKay, just that cold stare towards Scythe. And McKay with a big slap, and Scythe with a slap of his own, and McKay with another slap. And at this point, Terry Gates is only here to count to 10. That's all he's here for. And a big standing drop kick. A lot of momentum on that drop kick from McKay. McKay now telling Scythe to bring it on. And a neck breaker there, and Scythe using his mask, because Scythe is bigger. Scythe is I think he's 6'4", he goes 6'4", 6'5", about 240, 250 pounds. And McKay, I think 6 foot or 5'11", somewhere in that area, and he's about 215, 220 pounds. He's a smaller guy, but he is not afraid to battle with the Bulls. He's not afraid of these bigger guys, and he gives them a run for their money. And as you, quick arm drag there from McKay. Now McKay off the ropes, but Scythe ducked his head. Quick power or spine buster there, shades of the TCO training camp. And now Scythe starting to pick apart the limbs, and this is a wise thing to do in the early going. The sooner you can start picking apart the limbs, the better your chances are. And Scythe with the strength advantage over James McKay. There's no doubt about that. Scythe has a strength advantage. We cannot deny that. I don't think anybody will try to deny that. Clear strength advantage for Scythe, but McKay has the heart of a champion. He has a no-quit attitude. He is not going to stop. He will continue to get to his feet. And beautiful German suplex. I think McKay was actually looking for a cover there. You may have forgotten momentarily that this is a last man standing match, but there's no pinfalls. There's no pinfalls, there's no submissions. You do what you got to do to incapacitate your opponent. He has to incapacitate Scythe to a count of 10. And occasionally, Terry Gates does count kind of slow. And McKay going off the ropes, jumps right to the outside, attempted that cross body, but no, Scythe was able to counter. And now Scythe with a knee right to the side of the skull. And this has spilled to the outside, and this means this matchup will just get tenfold worse. And we're and knees first, right on the cement part of the arena. And but McKay, again, the no-quit attitude. You know that McKay's knees are in pain right now. He went knees first onto that cement. The knee pads and braces that he wears, they aren't very protective against cement. They're protective against the ring environment, but not against cement. Nothing is too protective against cement. You hit cement, it's going to hurt. And now McKay with a big elbow drop there, right to the black heart. The black heart of Scythe. Twice now. And now Scythe getting back into, trying to get himself back into control here. A basic arm wringer followed up by a leg drop right on the inside elbow there. And Scythe now with an elbow drop right across the small of the back. And again, I mean, this is the TPP universe right now is speechless. I mean, who do you vote for? Do you vote for your favorite guy, or do you vote for Scythe to quickly end it so that there's less pain for McKay? You know, or vice versa. I mean, how do you call this kind of a matchup? How do you call this kind of environment? Like I was saying, I mean, these are two of the hottest prospects we have in the power plant right now, with McKay, you know, being, everybody loves McKay and everybody hates Scythe. And so for these two, this is a do or die situation. And McKay is definitely stepping up to the table tonight. He's not showing any lack of confidence, as he's dishing out the pain right now to Scythe, and McKay using the turnbuckle post as a tag team partner there, ramming the head of Scythe right into the turnbuckle post. And Terry Gates has not started any counts yet, surprisingly. I think he's enjoying this, and now Terry Gates is going to start a count here on Scythe, as Scythe maybe incapacitated. As McKay's now looking under the ring. And Scythe got back to his feet, and McKay's got that kendo stick. And McKay using the kendo stick as his best friend. And we saw that kendo stick come into play at Network Collision. And when you get hit with the kendo stick, ladies and gentlemen, it leaves welts. That will leave welts on your body. It will leave a lot of pain. It will cut you. And as you see, Terry Gates already up to a 3 count now on Scythe, as McKay was just swinging for the fences with the kendo stick there. And Terry Gates was continuing his count. But Scythe jumps up with that kick right to the back of the head, and now Scythe has the kendo stick. And now Scythe going to work on the ribs and the back of James McKay with that kendo stick, and that's definitely one way to handle some business. And Scythe there using the kendo, and then right to the small of the back there. And as you saw, McKay was holding his ribs. You know, like I was saying, I mean, that can cut, the kendo stick can cut you. It can bruise you very badly. And now Scythe swinging for the fences in the corner with the kendo stick. And a big kendo stick shot there in the corner. A fourth one there, as McKay finally fell down. And now Scythe, what is Scythe doing here? Scythe is going to we saw this kind of recently. Scythe is a big man to be flying all the way across the ring, drop kicking the corner of that kendo stick into the arm. Scythe using his environment. As you see, Terry Gates checking on James McKay, maybe due to the impact. And now Terry Gates begins his count on the downed James McKay. So James McKay, you need to get back to your feet. I do not want to see Scythe pick up the win here in this situation. And now what is Scythe? Scythe now has he's placing the face of James McKay on a steel chair. And Scythe, you got, oh God, he just, a one-man concerto there. And that may be it. I mean, McKay may not get back to his feet. And as you see, Scythe saying something, but McKay got right back to his feet. Scythe may not have gotten the full impact there of that chair attack. And so McKay able to turn it back around into his favor, get himself back into the driver's seat. And for McKay, now he's starting to send Scythe corner to corner. And another running shoulder thrust. And now McKay, wait a second, McKay runs in, big running knee. And I love seeing James McKay in action, ladies and gentlemen. I love seeing it so much. And every time he comes out, he always gives us something new to gaze at. And as you see, I mean, just going right after the legs, followed up by that elbow drop right on the chest. And James McKay is a one-of-a-kind wrestler. That coconut crush, shades of Giant Gonzalez there. That was beautiful, 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 beautiful. And now McKay starting to, get in his comfort zone here. And McKay tying up that leg. And we saw this at Network Collision. I thought McKay was going to go for that elbow, but he did not. But he did not see Scythe get to the top, and Scythe with a running drop kick. And now, wait a second, what's Scythe doing? Scythe on the shoulders with the Green Bay plunge right onto the steel chair. And now McKay is down, and again Terry Gates was checking on McKay based on the impact, and now it looks like Scythe is welcoming a wooden table into the ring. And that's one thing that Scythe is really good at doing. He's good at introducing new weapons into the match. And now what is Scythe now set up the steel chair in the corner, and this is dangerous. A dirty eye gouge there. Then the running face crusher. And now, I mean, right now we're seeing the Scythe that we know. We're seeing the Scythe that just uses every possible thing he can in the ring here. And then a big, oh God, that was the corner of James McKay's head hitting the steel chair. That's what that thud was, if you didn't hear it. That thud was his head hitting the steel chair. And McKay starting to strike back here, though. He's not afraid to battle with the bull. And that's what makes James McKay such a unique individual. And now McKay going right after the legs here. A flurry of kicks right to the back of the left knee. And when you get kicked in the back of your knee, it will definitely hurt. And as you saw there, McKay setting up the table. Oh, throwing the chair right in the face. And McKay is starting to remove some of the hardware from the ring here. And McKay, right into the table. He sent Scythe, and now McKay, a big elbow drop there. And what can McKay do here? McKay sends Scythe into the ropes. Oh, big running shoulder tackle there, using all of his weight to catch Scythe off guard. And that's what it takes. I mean, you have to get somebody like Scythe down, you have to be willing to do the unthinkable. I mean, that was a huge flying elbow drop from the top rope as well. But for James McKay, he's not afraid to take the risk because he knows that the reward is there. And as you see, Terry Gates counting Scythe after that elbow drop from the top rope. And McKay now heading to the outside here. And now McKay has the steel chair, tossing it into the ring. McKay might be looking for some more hardware. But Scythe back to his feet. And, runs right into a big slap from Scythe. And now Scythe, that spine buster, and again the back of the head snapping against that steel chair. And now Scythe going from the top rope with that flying elbow. And now we're seeing Scythe with his kicking combination that he does on the ground, just kicking you in the ribs and then kicking you in the back. That's what Scythe does. He just keeps kicking you until you can't get up anymore. And so for now we're seeing Scythe in control. And that's a dangerous combination. And wait a second, Scythe sending McKay into the steel chair the hard way, head first, right into that steel chair. As you saw, the steel chair flew out of the ring. And now Terry Gates is going to start the count again. And ladies and gentlemen, please do not try any of the events that you're seeing at home. These are trained professionals, so please, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. And even though these are professionals, sometimes they even get hurt. So please do not try this at home. Do not try to replicate what you see Scythe doing or what you see James McKay doing. I probably should have said that at the beginning of the matchup, but as you saw, McKay there, quick arm drag. And now McKay's kicking and stomping here. Just a flurry of kicks and strikes. Wait a second, what is McKay going to do? McKay's got the steel chair in hand here. Tosses it into, a big rotating kick there. And now off the ropes goes McKay, big running knee. And that whiplash effect sending Scythe's head right into the steel chair, but Scythe now has a steel chair. And now Scythe using that steel chair as a weapon, and the DDT on it. And look at that, Scythe not even allowing Terry Gates to check on James McKay and begin a count. And Scythe with a kick right to the abdomen and then a big slap. And now we're seeing Scythe, a flurry of kicks right in the corner here. And this is, when I refer to being a very dangerous superstar, that's what I refer to. And as you saw, I mean, Scythe with a pessimistic slap in the corner there. And now McKay able to, big raised knee lift. That may be a tide turner right there. I was like, what's McKay doing? We saw this last week, McKay with that spider stretch, tangling himself up within the ropes there. And now McKay jumps in. Missile dropkick did not knock Scythe down, but it did catch him off guard and knock him groggy. And now look at that, a beautiful Castillo from James McKay on Scythe. And again, McKay knows that that's not going to keep Scythe down. He wants to keep working that body. He wants to wear Scythe out. And McKay knows that's what he's got to do. He's got to wear Scythe out, and he's really got to work on him. He knows that. And for McKay now McKay's looking for, oh my God, McKay has a sledgehammer, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup just went from PG-13 to probably rated R if they do what I think they're going to do here. And as you see, McKay's just pacing. He's waiting for Scythe to get back to his feet. He's waiting for Scythe to catch his breath here. We're up to a 4 count from Terry Gates on Scythe. And now James McKay, sledgehammer to the side of the face, and now look at that, McKay choking Scythe with the sledgehammer. They're just choking him. And Terry Gates is powerless to do anything in that situation. He couldn't do anything at all. And now McKay heading right to the outside, playing a little bit of a mind game with Scythe, as Scythe with a big kick right to the skull, 2 kicks. And now Scythe going to the top rope, jumps off with that float over castle. That was to the outside, not into the ring, to the outside mat right here in front of our announce table, ladies and gentlemen. And this matchup has been just as impressive, if not more impressive, than what we saw at Network Collision. And that makes you wonder, I mean, who wants it more? Who wants this more? I mean, again, Terry Gates is counting. And Scythe now pacing, waiting for McKay to get back to his feet. Terry Gates still counting here. We're up to a 4 count now. And Scythe still pacing back and forth here. He's seething. I can see the anger just frustrating and building. And I know you can't see it because you don't have a very close shot of his face, but I can see him. He's less than 6 feet away from me right now. And now McKay getting back to his feet. Scythe now using the sledgehammer as a weapon. As he's choking McKay right here on the outside, right in front of our announce table. And and then using the sledgehammer as a weapon again. The sled, just complete obliteration here. And this is what I'm referring to. And these guys just keep going. And as you saw, Terry Gates was trying to stop whatever was possibly going to happen from happening. I don't know. As you saw, I mean, the Scythe turned around and said something to Terry Gates, but McKay trying to fight back here. A series of back elbows followed by the standing drop kick. And Terry Gates, he might have to make a judgment call on this. He might just have to accidentally count fast. I don't want to say he should screw job somebody in this situation, but maybe he should, just to postpone ending just postpone ending their careers, because that moonsault from the top rope to the outside, that will take years off of your career, ladies and gentlemen, years. If James McKay had missed that could have been very dangerous, career-ending miss. And now you see Scythe down on the outside, Terry Gates again starting his count. And McKay here just trying to get the TPP universe behind him. And McKay now leaning into the ropes. He's waiting for Scythe, and Scythe back to his feet. And McKay went to hit the ropes. But Scythe just grabbed the right ankle. And now Scythe, wait a second. That rope guillotine. And now Scythe with a side Russian leg sweep. And as you saw, Scythe with a flurry of strikes there. Nothing fancy, just a flurry of strikes. And now Scythe sending James McKay into the corner the hard way. Scythe going off the ropes, runs in with the face crusher. Almost made it through the table. He almost made it through the table right there, ladies and gentlemen. And now Scythe, using the table now. That'll definitely give you wooden splinters, no doubt about that. And what is Scythe thinking here? I have no idea what Scythe is thinking about doing. Scythe, sending McKay ribs first into that table, and that is how you cause somebody a lot of pain. And Scythe, now he's stacking McKay up onto the table. Scythe, what is Scythe thinking? Scythe leaps off, missed with the elbow drop as James McKay last second rolled out of the way, and Terry Gates now checking on Scythe. This Scythe may be down. I think if Terry Gates just counts a little bit faster than normal, this matchup will be over. And Terry Gates is taking his time on this count. He's only up to a 2 right now. He could be up to like a 4 or 5. He could end this matchup right now. And I think we could all still go home happy because we still have the main event to get to as well. And now, wait a second, McKay, and as you see Terry Gates admonishing, he admonished James McKay. McKay did not see Scythe get to the top rope. And a big slap there. And now Scythe, wait a second, he's looking for big hang. Oh my God, that superplex onto the steel chair. That was spine first. And now Scythe setting up McKay inside the, and an elbow drop right onto that chair. Thank God McKay was able to push it off just in time. That could have crushed his throat, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup is beyond just professional, professional competition or friendly competition. This is personal between these two. And the big flying clothesline with James McKay there from the apron to the inside of the ring. And again, Scythe is down. Terry Gates is initiating the count here. McKay now again welcoming the sledgehammer into the matchup. And this is what makes a TPP superstar a TPP superstar. And as you see, McKay just waiting. He's waiting for Scythe to get back to his feet. And Scythe got back up and a big roundhouse kick there. And now what does Scythe think? Wait a second. Scythe, a release half Nelson suplex. You don't see that very often, but when you see something like that, you know it's going to hurt because you just saw James McKay get turned inside out, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know what to really expect here. Scythe right below the belt with the low blow from the apron there, right to the outside. Scythe now sending McKay into the barricade here, and the referee admonishing McKay admonishing Scythe, and Scythe, oh my God, the spear right through the barricade, ladies and gentlemen. And that is a very expensive fix, to say the least. And now Scythe has the ring bell. And this is, when I say that there's hatred between these two, that it's very personal, I have a firm belief that it is very personal. I mean, we didn't need to see Scythe send McKay through the barricade like that. I mean, that was complete, that might have been a little bit of overkill. And now Scythe is swinging for the fences with that belt. And McKay gets a dragon screw done to his leg, and right now we're seeing Scythe in control. And when Scythe is in control, bad things tend to happen to people. I mean, if anybody could ever be a protege of what DieHard is or was, Scythe would be that guy. And now Scythe getting into the ring with the steel chair, but McKay saw the steel chair and just striking himself out of that situation. And McKay's got the steel chair now. And Jesus, the steel chair right to the head, and then throwing it on top of Scythe. That's the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you handle business. Now McKay again just wielding the weapons as he pleases. And these, between James McKay and Scythe, I mean, they're leaving it all in the ring tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a second, McKay, the Northern Lights driver right on the outside of the ring there, and Scythe, maybe down. And again, Terry Gates checking to make sure that Scythe didn't break his neck, or that he's still at least breathing. And we do like to believe that we have some type of compassion for the TPP superstars. And Terry Gates, as you see, he's kind of picking up the pace on his count. He's counting a little bit faster. I think he realizes that, these two guys, they will both go until they just kill each other. I think that's what they may end up doing. They may physically try to kill each other. And so I think Terry Gates realizes that we're up to a 7 already. We're up to a 7 count. Scythe is not back to his feet yet. And now we're at an 8. So Scythe, he may be losing this right here, right now. And Terry Gates went and got the 9 count. Scythe got back to his feet at the 9. And Scythe trying to strike back, but McKay able to turn it around and keep it in his favor. Off the ropes, and Scythe missed with that clothesline, but that power slam though. And now Scythe with a knee right to the top of the skull, right to the forehead, and Scythe now the elbow right across the chin, the nose, the forehead, the face, and we're seeing Scythe start to dish out some pain here. That big pullback kick right to the face. And again, Scythe pulls McKay back into that kick. And now Scythe, just, again, we're seeing the flurry of kicks on the ground. And, Scythe is known to do that. That's the thing. Scythe is known to do that. He's known to kick people. And now Scythe choking. He's choking McKay with the ropes. And as you saw, McKay was almost limp there. He almost went limp. From being choked, just no air in his lungs at all, ladies and gentlemen. And Scythe, dirty eye gouge there. And now Scythe, just a flurry of a series of kicks. As oh God, and the backbreaker just always, every time I see it, ladies and gentlemen, just it makes my bones shake. I shake when I see that backbreaker. I mean, if you do that backbreaker wrong, you can injure yourself. You can injure your opponent very badly. And Scythe bringing the ladder into the ring as McKay now picked up that sledgehammer and went to throw it to the outside. And and McKay with the cross body. And now look at McKay just stomping away. He was just stomping away there, ladies and gentlemen. And now McKay has the ladder. He's got a ladder in hand. That may be a difference maker. As Terry Gates is counting Scythe. And McKay just jumped out, stepped right onto the ankle there. Right onto the ankle. He intentionally did that. There was no accident about it. He intentionally did that. And now James McKay starting to get into a very comfortable zone. And as you see, going right after the leg. He knows that ankle's hurting from stepping on it. And so now he's going to go right after Scythe's legs. And Scythe face first right into the ladder. And McKay looking for something. McKay runs in. And he missed with the spear, and he just ate a shoulder full of steel ladder. That is what McKay just did. He just ate the ladder, pretty much. And Scythe is just starting to have his way. And as the referee admonished Scythe for something. That dirty eye rake there. And now Scythe with a basic fireman carry hip toss. Nothing fancy about it. A basic fireman carry. And now Scythe just positioned that ladder very uniquely. And Scythe sends McKay, chest first into the ladder. And now, wait a second. What is Scythe going to do? Scythe drop toe hold. Jesus, face first onto the... At this point, I don't think McKay will ever be the same, ladies and gentlemen. And after seeing that, I'll never be the same. A drop toe hold into a bare steel ladder. If you can get up and somehow McKay, back to his feet and still fighting. And McKay with a much-needed headlock hip toss there. McKay off the ropes, runs in, big knee right to the forehead. And now McKay's starting to, I think McKay's starting to feel a lot better about himself right now. He's starting to get into that zone, and I love seeing it. I really do, ladies and gentlemen. And look, and now just a flurry of strikes from both McKay and Scythe, and Scythe has McKay in the corner, and as you see, I mean, Scythe was crawling. He was just crawling. That's all he had left. And now Scythe, wait a second, Scythe again putting McKay on his shoulders. Oh, right into the ladder there. The small of the back of James McKay has got to be in such pain, and as you see, Terry Gates beginning his count. As you see, Scythe holding his leg. He's definitely hurting. He's not just gonna walk away from this matchup. He's gonna have some war wounds to recover from for the next 60 days, no doubt about that. McKay's, giving Scythe a run for his money. We're up to a 5 count right now. We're up to a 6, and McKay, you've got to get back to your feet if you want to beat Scythe. You've got to. You don't have a choice in this situation. You have to get to your feet. And like I said, as you can see, Scythe is clearly hurting. He's holding his leg. He's hurt. We're up to an 8. And McKay wisely rolled out of the ring, and Scythe did not see it, as McKay now just striking away on Scythe. And McKay, quick back elbow. And wait a second, McKay hanging suplex, and then the corner of that sledgehammer just right on the kidneys of Scythe. Every move you see these guys do, they're doing them right into these objects, these weapons, causing additional pain and torment to these young men's bodies. And wait a second, McKay, he's got the devolution in. And Terry Gates can't do anything. He can act like he's going to call this, but he can't call the submission. This is a last man standing matchup. McKay is wrenching. And McKay's making Scythe tap. Scythe, first time in his career, has tapped out. It will not technically go down, as Scythe submitted and lost the match. But you just saw it live, ladies and gentlemen. Scythe tapped out to the devolution. James McKay just made Scythe tap out. You've got this, James. All you got to do is just stay in the ring. Scythe will not get back to his feet. He tapped out. I don't think he's going to be able to get back to his feet. As you see, McKay now starting to clear the weapons out. The referee's up to a 6 count. So I think this matchup may end. We're up to a 7. And Scythe has not been able to get back to his feet. And McKay maybe sensing that Scythe is going to get up. McKay now stalking. We're up to a 9 here. This is going to be somehow, some way, Scythe able to get back to his feet. I have no idea how. And he got up just swinging and kicking. And oh man, this has been one of those battles. And now McKay here, right in front of me, face first, right into my announce table. And now, wait a second, Scythe with the sleeper hold in. And we've only seen Scythe use a sleeper hold one time in Terry Gates starting a count. And Scythe is just wrenching on it. And what can... This is the longest I've ever seen somebody in a sleeper hold, ladies and gentlemen. This is not good for brain cells in general. And Scythe let it go, it looked like, as McKay finally able to get some air circulating back to his brain. That was a very dangerous submission hold to be locked in for so long. I do apologize for the silence, but I had to be able to check to make sure that McKay was still breathing at least a little bit, because that was pretty serious. And now McKay though is he's still battling. He's still fighting. He's still fighting with Scythe. Slaps back and forth. And McKay with a kick. And wait a second, McKay. This is shades of Network Collision, except it was reversed. Scythe did the superplex, and oh my God, wait a second, McKay superplex to the outside, ladies and gentlemen. Shades of Network Collision. Terry Gates again put into his situational dilemma of having to initiate this count. I do not want to see this match end in a draw. Both James McKay and Scythe are both down, ladies and gentlemen. One of these two men has to get up before a 10 count. I refuse to watch this matchup end in another draw. It is not right. The TPP universe deserves a winner, and we all want James McKay to get back to his feet. We do not want to see Scythe win this or get a draw. We want to see Scythe lose. And McKay, thank God, back to his feet, so now Terry Gates' count will officially restart as he just counts Scythe down. And somehow Scythe was able to get back to his feet. And ladies and gentlemen, this matchup has just been so back and forth, so intense. These two superstars, so much intensity between the two of them. When they come into a match together, there's uncontrollable brawls, there's broken tables, there's broken steel chairs, there's broken ring barricades, and as you see, the elbow drop in the ring there from James McKay. And now it looks like James McKay might be. Oh, James McKay with the spine buster right into the ladder there, and this is what I like to see in McKay now. I think McKay's feeling it, but McKay needs to do one big move. He needs something big, and McKay got right in the face of Scythe there. Wait a second, he's hooking a suplex. Northern Lights driver right on the skull of Scythe. And McKay now standing proud as Terry Gates again begins his count on Scythe. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's ever a time to pray, now is that time. Pray that Scythe stays down. Let James McKay win this. Scythe, just stay down. Just live to fight another day. And as you see, McKay now clearing the weapons out of the ring as Terry Gates continues his count. He's up to a 6. 7. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are so close. We're up to an 8. We're up to a 9. Come on. And then James McKay is going to win the last man standing match against Scythe at TPP Endgames after being attacked after his debut win. After every curve and every roadblock the TCO has thrown at James McKay. Tonight, James McKay able to hold his hands high and say that he defeated Scythe in a last man standing match. If this is any form of retribution, James McKay just got that tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what makes it so much grander, so much better. The fact that James McKay was able to withstand the punishment that was given by Scythe, and TPP officials are trying to fix our barricade right now. They're trying to fix clear the ring of all the ring debris. They're helping Scythe to the back, and McKay is heading up the ramp now, heading to the back. Congratulations, James McKay. You silenced the serpent. At least for the time being, or at least hopefully another 60 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this following match will be our final match of 2013. And it will feature James Braden and Craig Hazard for the TPP Championship inside a Hell in a Cell. And you may be asking yourself, why is this a Hell in a Cell matchup? Craig Hazard requested a Hell in a Cell matchup in an effort, in a hope, to keep TCO members from being involved. I don't think that Scythe would be able to get involved anyways, based on the beating he just received from James McKay. But you know that DieHard's lingering, and you know that Bryson's lingering. So this, for Craig Hazard, is an advantage to some. But to some, it may not be an advantage. And Craig Hazard, he's been the one guy that's overcame so much adversity within his career, within his entire tenure here in the Power Planes. He's overcame so much. And this is, I always say this, but his crowning moment is when the match is over and he's still the TPP champion. He is one of the most deserving champions I've ever seen grace a wrestling ring. Bar none, no comparison. Nobody deserved a title more than Craig Hazard 2 years ago, and he was never given that opportunity. And as soon as he was given the opportunity this year, he took it. He took it, and he's been running with it, and the fans love him. But James Braden also would have something to say about that. I mean, you got to believe he's not sleeping too well the past month. He hasn't really been able to get one up on Craig Hazard. I mean, and TCO has tried throughout this entire month to get one up on Craig Hazard. I mean, we never really found out who attacked Craig Hazard from behind, but I have my sneaking suspicions of who it was, and I think that man is coming to the ring right now. But tonight, James Braden has to do it on his own. He doesn't have TCO to back him tonight. He's got to go in there, and he has to handle it by himself. There's no disqualifications. There's no countouts. You just get pinned or you submit, and the match is over. So tonight we're going to find out, does James Braden really have what it takes to win the TPP Championship? This is a stipulation, the Hell in a Cell stipulation Craig Hazard came up with, not James Braden. So we're getting ready to get this underway. James Braden, Craig Hazard, Hell in a Cell as they're lowering the cell right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you so much for joining us and staying with us this long into our episode tonight. But I hope you guys are ready, because this is probably going to be pretty intense. Although, I don't know how much more intense you can get than our last match with James McKay and Scythe. But I'm ready to do this. I hope you're ready. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen, the final match of TPP Endgames. And here we go, James Braden versus Craig Hazard, TPP Championship, Hell in a Cell. And as you see, I mean, there's no way in and no way out. Other than, if you were to break something. And Craig Hazard quickly getting on the offense into the side headlock here. And Craig Hazard's such an unorthodox offensive style that he is able to take these bigger guys down. I mean, he'll do a basic belly to back, but Craig Hazard has been wrestling for a very long time. He's a lot of freestyle wrestling when he was younger, so he has numerous years of wrestling experience, but professionally wrestling, not many years. But for James Braden, he's been professionally wrestling for 15, going on 16 years now. And he's been champions, but he's never been the champion. He's never had the big one. And James Braden now with that float over, that hip toss, and that neck breaker. And like I was saying, I mean, James Braden has never had the big one. So tonight he wants to win the big one. He wants to win and try to show DieHard that he could actually do it, that he isn't just some lackey. But I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I want to see Craig Hazard win. I want to see it so bad. And I know it would be a crowning moment for James Braden. But after everything that this young man has been through, after everything Craig Hazard has been through, people like James McKay, Jimmy B Martinez, everything those guys have been through, they deserve their wins tonight. And Craig Hazard, just as much as the others, deserves to win. And big boot from James Braden, completely seating Craig Hazard there. And now James Braden, big forearm, clubbing blow right to the back, and now stomping on the elbow. And now James Braden again going to work on the arms. And don't confuse James Braden's smaller height for a size disadvantage. He may only be 6'3", but he's 280 pounds. He's a big dude. He's a very big guy. And Craig Hazard, he's I think 6'3" or 6'4", and he's like 215, 216 pounds. So there's big definite size disadvantage for Craig Hazard. But Craig Hazard is known. He is known, ladies and gentlemen, as a giant killer for a reason. He does not back down when he's fighting a 280-pound man. He will do everything in his power to lift that 280-pound man up, because Craig Hazard cares about the fans. And Craig Hazard, that beautiful calf kick there right to the head. One, and only a one count as James Braden, again, the power of James Braden able to kick out, able to get his shoulders off the mat very quickly. And James Braden now, the clubbing blows right to the back. Nothing fancy, very Smash Mouth style. when it comes to James Braden. He's very smash mouth. He's very in your face. You know, he'll bully you around the ring. If he can toss you around the ring, he will do it. And now look at a beautiful counter by Craig Hazard there. And now, and that seated arm breaker, a falling arm breaker there from Craig Hazard. You don't see that very often on a big guy, but look at that, Craig Hazard, a basic double leg takedown, but able to hold James Braden on his shoulders for just a few moments. And now Craig Hazard elbow drops with that third jumping elbow drop, getting a little bit of extra height on it. And that is what makes Craig Hazard such a unique TPP champion, ladies and gentlemen. And now James Braden somehow able to turn around. Big knee right to the top of the skull. And now again, James Braden doing those clubbing blows right to the back. And you know that James Braden is looking for the FU. You know that's what he's looking for, that Death Valley driver. And that quick arm drag, that Japanese arm drag. And another one there. Hazard runs in, flying Mayonora. Again, that is vintage Craig Hazard, ladies and gentlemen, vintage. And Hazard to the top rope here, calling Braden to his feet. And that's almost a full ring leap. And the diving cross body there hooks the far leg here. 1, 2, and only a 2 count, as somehow, someway, James Braden still able to kick out. And as you saw, James Braden holding his ribs. He's definitely in some pain tonight. You know, Hazard has been, and the trip right there from James Braden. As I was saying, I mean, Hazard has been all over James Braden, but James Braden showing he can do this. He can battle back, and James Braden, another dirty eye rake. And Craig Hazard now switches the momentum around, starting to get something going in his, and a big running spear there right into the steel cage, or the Hell in the Cell. And right now, I mean, this is do or die for James Braden in this. And that clothesline from Craig Hazard, like I was saying, this is do or die for James Braden. He's got to do something. He can't afford to lose right here. And again, that running spear in the up against the cell. And Craig Hazard, like I said, Craig Hazard has been all over James Braden tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He has been all over him. He has shown no remorse for James Braden. I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. James Braden knees first, right over the steel steps. And for those of you who don't know, James Braden recently, within the past 6 months, has had knee surgery. And so, you know, that definitely that's not going to feel too good. But James Braden quickly giving chase again, right back to Craig Hazard. And James Braden now, a big-time hanging suplex there to Craig Hazard on the outside. And James Braden there, the clubbing blow right to the small of the back, sends Hazard into the cage. And now a big-time T-bone. And that's the thing, James Braden is just using his powerhouse style as you know, his greatest weapon right now. And now, James Braden using his strength, you know, to throw Hazard into the cover here. 1, 2, almost a 3 count off of that, but somehow Craig Hazard was still able to kick out. And that spinning gut kick and a drop kick right into the steel cage there. Beautiful technique and ring awareness for Craig Hazard. And James Braden was able to get his shoulder up as Craig Hazard now bringing Braden back into the ring. And that, the big leg drop there. And now Craig Hazard coming back into the ring, getting back onto the apron. The big slap right to the face. Hazard jumps in, but he misses as James Braden was able to sidestep it. Pull back into that drop toe hold. And now James Braden, you know, you got to believe James Braden is looking for that big finish ending. He wants to take out Craig Hazard. He wants to show Dyer that he could do it. You know that's what he's shooting for. And I don't know if he's ready for it. And now James Braden with a jawbreaker from the top rope there. Wait a second, James Braden, with the knee right to the side of the skull. And now James Braden, a flurry of strikes. And the standing big boot. And right now, I mean, James Braden's just bullying Craig Hazard into the cover. 1, 2, and only a 2 count as Craig Hazard again able to kick out Braden off the ropes. But Hazard runs in with a big clothesline, knocking the chair out of the ring. And now Craig Hazard starting to open up a little bit. Close fist punches there. You don't usually see Craig Hazard do that type of maneuver, but in this situation, anything goes. There are no rules in a Hell in a Cell. And now James Braden, with the hot shot off the apron. And now James Braden it looked like he was going for a double axe handle, like maybe an elbow drop, but maybe he got a little nervous and didn't land it the right way. He might have been a little scared. And now James Braden using all of his weight, again, using it as a weapon, and James Braden is a big guy. He's a very big guy into the cover here. 1, 2, and a very quick 2 count as Hazard was still able to kick out. And then, a release T-bone to Craig Hazard right there on the outside. As now James Braden bringing the steel steps into the ring. And this does not become a good situation for Craig Hazard. And again, James Braden with that release T-bone suplex. James Braden, like I said, James Braden's trying to cause pain. That's his goal tonight. He's not trying to have a great match. He's just he wants to win the title and he wants to hurt Craig Hazard. That's what he's trying to do. And now James Braden to the top rope, jumps off with a flying clothesline, a 280-pound flying clothesline into the cover. 2, almost a 3 count, and somehow Craig Hazard was able to counter. And Craig Hazard with that quick rib kick, able to buy himself a little bit of reprieve and a little bit of time. As now Craig Hazard trying to get himself into the driver's seat. And Craig Hazard, quick right into the steel steps, that Frankensteiner into the steel steps, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, that was so close. A very close, very close 3 count there. And now James Braden with that dirty eye rake, followed up by these clubbing blows to the small of the back and the back area, the kidney area, just completely tearing apart your insides. And James Braden, again, unable to keep Craig Hazard down, though, as Craig Hazard still kicks out in a big right hand there. And now Craig Hazard starting to move the furniture around as James Braden was getting back to his feet. And now Craig Hazard here. Wait a second. Craig Hazard has Braden set up. Wait a second. Craig Hazard jumps. Drop kick. Right into the steel steps. James Braden back of the head and the back right into the steel steps. You know that James Braden is not going to be feeling good. Hazard into the cover here. That may be it. 1, 2. Only a 2 count as somehow Braden still able to kick out, and James Braden jumps back to his feet with a very dirty eye rake, and then again with the eye rake. And now Braden again with the series of eye rakes. I mean, just that's what he was doing. And now again, I mean, just wrenching the eye rakes. That's all James Braden was doing. Just sticking his thumb right into the eye, the eye gouge, the dirty eye gouge of James Braden. And Craig Hazard able to weather that storm of a knee. And beautiful standing drop kick from Craig Hazard. Beautiful standing drop kick. And James Braden gets back to his feet here, attempts another knee, but Craig Hazard again able to weather. And then that, you got to believe he's going for the leg kick. Didn't get all of it. It sent James Braden, though, back into the corner. And Hazard now trying to just duke it out. But James Braden counters. Braden leaps off. Big cross body. I don't usually see that. 2. And a 2 count as somehow, some way, Craig Hazard able to lift the big man off. But again, that quick arm drag. And now, the clothesline. That clothesline from Craig Hazard will knock you out. 1, 2. Whoa, that should have been a 3, ladies and gentlemen. That should have been a 3. That was so close. And now James Braden trying to fight back. James Braden, big knee right to the back area. And that's been James Braden's focus this entire match, has been the back and the stomach and abdomen area. And Hazard now Beautiful float over neck breaker right into the corner of the sledgehammer. And ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a lot in my career and in my time, but this is, the longer I see Craig, the more matches I see Craig Hazard in, he always brings something new. Wait a second, James Braden, a double underhook, followed up by that backbreaker, that sick-looking knee backbreaker. And now what's James Braden going to do here? Sends Hazard into the turnbuckle the hard way. Wait a second, James Braden. Oh, the snake eyes there. And now James Braden starting to work on the legs. And now wait a second, James Braden looking for that submission. We saw this at Network Collision as well. And James Braden trying to wrench this leg submission, and Craig Hazard doesn't really have anywhere to go. It wrenches on your thigh muscles, your calf muscles. It's all those tendons in that leg area, and it's hard to, I believe it's hard to get out of that. I mean, and Craig Hazard, showing his acrobatic style there, able to get himself out of the submission hold. As now Craig Hazard, a flurry of kicks right to the forehead, and they didn't knock James Braden down, but they knocked him for a loop there. And Craig Hazard starting to set up some of his equipment, positioning some stuff, and James Braden, a flurry of strikes, rights and lefts. That's what that was, ladies and gentlemen, just rights and lefts. And Braden runs in, but Hazard, another beautiful standing drop kick. And what is Hazard thinking here? Is Hazard, you got to believe Hazard's going to be looking, wait a second, Hazard went to the top rope, he jumps, wait a second, James Braden just caught Hazard, he's got him on the shoulders, and the FU right there on the steel chair, hooks the far leg. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, almost a 3 count, but somehow, some way, Craig Hazard was able to kick out. Craig Hazard keeps this matchup alive. That's just the way that happened. And now, as you see, the frustration on James Braden's face, going for another quick cover on Craig Hazard. And Hazard able to counter there, again with the kick right to the abdomen. And the rolling elbow from James Braden. And now look at this, Braden using the ropes as extra leverage. 1, 2, and only a 2 count, as somehow Hazard able to get himself out of that position. And James Braden with that dirty eye rake, followed by the T-bone. And wait a second, James Braden, he's looking, James Braden's looking for, the FU again. James Braden has Hazard up on his, Hazard counters, reverse DDT. And wait a second, Craig Hazard, you got to believe he's looking for the vertebreaker. Craig Hazard, wait a second, he's got the big 280-pounder on his shoulders. The FU to James Braden on the steel chair. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Hazard into the cover. 1, 2, 3, and Craig Hazard retains the TPP Championship at TPP Endgames at our final event of 13. Craig Hazard retains. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight has been such a journey for everybody. It's especially for Craig Hazard. I mean, Craig Hazard has finally, he's proven it. He's proven that no matter what the situation is, Craig Hazard can rise to the occasion. He can do what most think he cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot take away from Craig Hazard tonight. You cannot take away from James McKay tonight. Hell, you can't even take away from Bryson tonight. And you definitely cannot take away from James Anderson or Anthony Guerrero Jr. and Killjoy. All those men picked up impressive victories tonight. But, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Craig Hazard, you're still the TPP champion, still able to hold the TPP championship high and with pride. It has been such a journey. Every time I've gotten to see this young man get in between the ropes, and every match he's been in thus far, it's always been against some 280-pound monster. And Craig Hazard somehow, some way, has always managed to outdo himself, to maintain perseverance, and always give the fans something enjoyable to watch. as with almost every single superstar in TPP, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we will be taking the 60-day hiatus. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see me every single week, but we will see you guys quite a bit because we still will be doing Livewire. You can still get involved with Livewire, and there'll be some things that'll get uploaded onto YouTube regarding that. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your support. Words cannot describe the feeling right now watching Craig Hazard positively celebrating. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time for tonight, and we will see you guys Hey, is this thing on? Okay. So, as you all know, TPP Endgames is now complete. And, I just want to take a few minutes here to tell everybody thank you. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have given us, whether it was, positive or negative, regardless of what has or has not happened in the power plant. It has been one heck of a fun ride, this year. Since the relaunch in June, I've had more fun doing TPP stuff than I had collectively from when I first started. And that says a lot because I've been doing this for a long time. And I want to give a big thank you to, everybody that's involved on the show. Whether you like them or you don't like them, they're some of the coolest people in the world that work on the show. And again, I just want to say thank you. And then, of course, without the viewers, there would be no show. Because of course that's something that makes leagues strive and drive to do more. The chance of having a very large audience watch your product, and for everybody that views the power plant weekly or when you get a chance or however you do it, thank you so much. And to every league and every fed that we say that tonight Frontline's brought to you by so and so and so and so, thank you. Thank you for continuing to stick it out through the thick and thin in the community. Because there's a whole lot of crap that goes on. But I can tell you guys this, and this is kind of why I wanted to do this. We're not dying off or anything like that. We're still going to do Livewire. We'll still do the TPP podcast on Wednesdays, and then we'll resume Frontline in January. We're taking the 60 days to write out some new storylines, and we're doing some other little small things for the show that I think you guys are gonna really like. And so just stick with us. We're not dying off or anything. We'll still upload stuff to the YouTube channel. And when episode 30 comes out on January 2nd of 2014, I'm pretty sure you guys will be very entertained. I hope you will. And like I said, we're not doing this to disappear. We're doing this because I just want to take a little bit of time to do some of the little small things I wanted to do for the show. I've been wanting to do them for a while. I didn't have an idea of how I was going to do them, but now I have an idea, and it's going to take me a couple of weeks to implement it. And if I have a couple of weeks I can just work on it, then it'll be a little bit easier for me. And right now, if you guys are in the chat box, talking and stuff, you're probably going, oh man, thanks DieHard, or whatever you're saying. I don't know. This is pre-recorded. So I just got done with commentary. My voice is completely strapped. I got nothing left. It's 10 in the morning. I'm completely strapped for voice consistency. So again, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to everybody. Haters, lovers, fans, viewers, whoever, however, wherever. Thank you. Thank you so much, because you are the reason why the show continues to exist. You're the reason why I'm still here. You know, you're that reason. If somebody said you were, when somebody says you're the reason, that usually it's a pretty good reason why, and you guys are the number one reason why Frontline is still existent. I could have left after the whole Sombrero thing and never came back, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't have missed me. But I feel more welcomed into everything since, you know, the relaunch and the way that we run things now. It's a lot different than what it used to be, and for those of you that have been with me for a long time, like Titan, he's been with me for the better part of a year now, or McNabb. You know, he knew what it was like last year. It just, at the beginning of or the end of 2012, it wasn't a fun environment. It was a very critical and alienating type scenario, and that's not how leagues or feds should be ran. And I can never apologize enough for that, because he was, you know, he stayed true. He stayed true to TPP, and the same with Craig Hazard, and the fact that we picked up McKay this year and Orion James, you know, and even Anderson and JBM. You know, those are all really cool dudes. And so, yeah, we're not going anywhere. And you'll still see us on YouTube. Well, it won't be we're going to put Livewire up onto YouTube, but it'll be a different Livewire than what you see on the live stream. There'll be pre-recorded matches with commentary, but it won't be a full show. It'll probably be match-by-match commentary. We're also, I know a lot of people were asking about tryouts and stuff, so we're gonna upload a couple of videos addressing that. And before we do that, we're gonna have some expectations that are to be met. So just be on the lookout for that. And the next time you guys hear me, other than on, you know, one of my other YouTube channels, will be when 14 comes out, and that'll be on the TPP podcast, you know, this coming Wednesday. So thank you again, you know, for sticking around. I know this was a really crazy weekend. A lot of leagues and feds were doing their final, you know, pay-per-view type events for 13 and stuff, you know, tonight. I know CCE started at 6 o'clock, and if you guys came on here and left there or whatever you did, I wasn't trying to step on toes, but we've had this date set in stone since, like, I don't know, 3 months ago. So again, thank you guys so much for being here, showing your support, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever. And, you know, don't be afraid to follow some of the TPP guys on Twitter and stuff, because they're actually really cool people. They're fun to talk to. So, you know, thank you again. I'm going to wrap this up. I know you guys are tired of hearing my voice already. You just heard 2 hours of Billings. I don't think you want to hear any more time of me. But thank you so much for just being there. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of and I speak on behalf of everybody in TPP. We appreciate everything, whether you like the videos or dislike them, or you comment or you don't comment. We appreciate everything that you guys give 100%. And like I said, whether positive or negative, nothing but appreciation. And again, one final thank you to you guys, because you guys are awesome, and you're the reason why you know, why this all is what it is. So again, thank you. Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Although it's only October, you know, I guess happy 2K14, which will be out, you know, next Tuesday. So I will see you guys on the other side, all that good jazz. And we'll see you guys on Frontline on January 2nd of 2014. So you better be here on that live stream, ready to have your minds completely blown, because that's what's going to happen, guys. We've got some big plans, and like I said, we're just taking the 60 days to just completely flesh out the ideas. We just want to make sure that we have them set in stone and ready to go, so that you guys can consistently get a weekly show that's continually evolving and growing. So again, thank you. Have a good one, and you know, stay tuned, because you know, we'll have some more stuff going up on the channel about tryouts and stuff for 14. And yeah, guys. So I'll catch you later. See ya.